Zionism has created the State of Israel. It's created the process of the ingathering of the exiles. We've revived the Hebrew language. We've come back to this land, but what's the next step?
We've learned about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in high school. I've learned about it in seminary. But there's nothing like actually speaking to people face to face. We're actually living the story, living the conflict themselves. It's just, you can't compare it to what you learn in the classroom. Levi's
ATID student think tank is the only program that I know of that takes gap year students and brings them to all the different perspectives, all the different places within the land of Israel where they can explore, meet, and have first-hand experiences with everything that's going on here on the ground.
I had heard a lot of Zionism before. Who won, who lost, the international legal disputes. Hearing from the people who live in Hebron who are actually experiencing this conflict, from the Palestinian side and the Israeli side, I realized that those issues were really not part of the story at all.
These experiences are invaluable as students go back to university campuses in the United States, not just to hear things in the books or see them on the news, but actually to know firsthand what's going on here on the ground and to contextualize all those different perspectives within the greater context of the historical aspirations of the Jewish people.
There is just a bigger picture, a larger inclusive narrative that I am exposed to through ATID that I would not experience if I was not a part of it.
So in high school I was very into APAC, I was very into Stand With Us, I was very into these classic pro-Israel organizations. And when I came to Israel I kind of wanted to broaden my horizon and look for new things.
My Jewish identity was very limited, and only coming on this program on ATID, it definitely opened up my idea of what it means to be Jewish and understanding that we have a really rich culture, and it definitely strengthened my Jewish identity.
Only when I started this ATID program did I realize how inaccurate and not truly holistic my understanding of my own identity was.
Where are we going? What is the message of the Jewish people to the world? What is the next step in Jewish history? These are the questions that we ask.
I'm hoping to be able to share the experiences with the people around me so we can have conversations of depth between people coming from different places.
It became much more clear to me that the conflict was about the two peoples and our roots in this area, and it's meaningless to talk about these kind of superficial aspects.
For any student that plans on attending university after their gap year, a program like ATID is absolutely crucial to prepare them for what they'll be facing.
ATID really combines what has happened in the past, what's happening now, and requires you to really look at this in a vision towards the future.
If I were not on ATID, I would not be able to hear so many different narratives and so many different narratives from different perspectives, whether Palestinian or Israeli. I feel very grateful that I got to go on all these different trips that were not only informative and intellectually provoking, but also fun.
We're looking for students who are courageous, who are brave, who are willing to think outside of the box, who are looking to think outside of the box, and to have a very deep intellectual discussion about what the meaning of this state is, what is just, where are we going, how are we going to get there. These are the students that end up going back to campus and they become leaders throughout the United States and Europe, and they are the ones who will be leading and defining the next stage in Jewish history.